Welcome back, yogis. Today will be a restorative practice. So I want to go through the props that we're going to use today. And so today is a blanket heavy day. So our first pose will be surfboard pose. And so this will be us lying down on our stomachs on stacked blankets. So how many blankets you use really depends on what kind of blankets you use and how much padding you want under your front body. So I'll show you what I have here. I have a pretty thick blanket here that I'm going to put down first. And then I've got a quilt folded up that I'm going to put down on top of it. So because my bottom blanket is pretty thick, those two blankets are what I need. If you use thinner blankets like this quilt, you might want 3 of these. So we've got that. So we're going to lie down on that. And then we need some extra padding for the head. So I've got my handy dandy blanket that I'm going to use to rest my head on to support my neck. And then another prop is going to go to support the feet. So we're going to put the top of our ankles over the prop at the foot of the mat. And so I've got another small blanket here that I'm going to roll up for that. You could also use a rolled up towel for that, or a pillow, or a cushion. Okay. So the way we get into this pose is coming down on our hands and knees, and then lowering the upper body down onto our stacked blankets. And as you can see, I'm already starting to set up my ankles over the foot support, ankle support. And this is really an easy pose. We're just lying down on the stomach, and you can get your head blanket rolled up so that it's comfortable for your neck. That is the only use for this head blanket, is to support the head so that the neck doesn't have any strain. So just adjusting it to be comfortable. The arms are out to the sides and bent. They can be on a blanket. And then we'll turn the head one direction, and halfway through, I'll let you know, and we'll turn the head the other direction.
Surfboard pose is physically and emotionally grounding and soothing. It's a pose that helps your vulnerable areas feel protected, and that allows you to release tension in your belly, and you can bring your breath into your back, expanding your breath. Here we are allowing the props to fully hold you, the ground supporting you. And this grounding foundation helps you to be present, to release tension that you're holding, and all of that to create space for yourself in your body and your mind. And now it's time to turn your head the other direction, making any adjustments you need here to help the head and neck feel supported.
Our second pose will be a side lying lateral spine pose. So for this pose, you can use those blankets that you use for surfboard and just fold them up more. You could also, if you have a bolster, you could easily use a bolster. I'll show you how to stack up your blankets if you want to use your blankets. So this big fleece blanket is actually perfect. So I've got it folded up real nice here, and I think I'll put that one on top too. So we also need a block or a cushion for under the head to support the head. And then I know that I am going to want some padding between my legs. That's Wesley, here to help. He says, "What are you doing with my blankets?" Okay, so we've got our padding stacked up. Again, I'm going to put my blanket between my legs, and the legs can be stacked like this, where they're on top of each other, or staggered. I prefer staggered. You just come into whatever is comfortable for you. Legs are bent, maybe some padding between the legs. And then before you lie down on top over your prop, we're gonna bring the body up over our props here. See if you can lengthen this side body that's coming down on top. So lift up and like you're stretching that side and bringing that lengthened side up and over, and then that bottom arm is on the other side of your padding. You can adjust. And then we've got our head support here. So I've got a block, and again, this could be pillows, it could be more stacked up blankets or a cushion. And then the top arm, start with it down by the side, and then we're going to bring it up to the ceiling and then up and overhead, and it's going to rest over the side of the head. So I'm lying on my left side, and my right arm is up and over my head, and my right bicep is over my right ear.
Breathing deeply and fully here, in and out the nose. This pose allows for the stretching of the intercostal muscles, which are the muscles used for breathing. This helps us, these stretched out muscles helps us to have a deeper breath and less shallow breathing. So right here, maybe inhaling deeply and imagining that you're cultivating peace, self-love, and comfort. And on your exhales, releasing tension, stress, worry, and exhaustion. Preparing to change sides. Bringing your top arm back down to your side. And then bringing your hand in front of you to press up, coming onto your seat, legs out in front, and then switching sides. Get that length on the other side first, and then bring that length up and over your padding, bringing your head down to your head padding, adjusting your legs and your leg padding to be comfortable, and then bringing the top arm up and over the head, breathing deeply in and out the nose. Inhaling peace, exhaling tension. Inhaling self-love, exhaling stress. Inhaling comfort, exhaling worry. Preparing to come out of this pose, bringing the top arm back down by the side, then bringing the hand in front of your stomach, pressing up, coming onto your seat with the legs out in front.
Our next pose is a supported child's pose. So you can take those stacked up blankets or your bolster and turn them so that they are now straight up the mat. And then I'm going to put some padding between my hips and my heels to lift my hips up a little more. And then we're going to, your knees can go out wide here. And we're going to pull that padding down so it comes to about your mid thighs. And then arms, hands down on either side of that padding and start to lower down, bringing the upper body down onto your padding and turning the head one direction. And I'll let you know when it is halfway through and we'll turn our head the other direction. This is not high enough for me. Child's pose is not a comfortable pose for me. So I'm going to put my block under my padding to lift my padding up more.
Supported child's pose can help calm your mind and reduce stress and anxiety. It can help release tension in your shoulders, neck, lower back, and chest. It can also help to increase blood flow to your head and neck, improving circulation. And it can also be helpful in digestion with the light compression on your stomach. Breathing deeply and fully here, in and out the nose, feeling the breath. And let's lift the head and turn the head the other direction, making any adjustments with the props to be comfortable and feeling fully supported. And again, coming back to the breath, feeling the breath flowing through the body, allowing the body to rest on the padding, letting go as best you can. Coming up now out of this pose, bringing the hands back to the sides of the padding, pressing up and coming back up to a seat.
Our next pose will be a spinal twist lying on the side. So again, we can use these same blankets that are stacked up. I'm going to pull my block out so it's not so high. Are you going to come into the video, Milo? Milo would like some airtime. Thanks, bud. Okay, come over here. I know. Good job. Okay, so we've got we're seated, legs are bent. And again, you could have some padding between your legs if you want some padding between the legs. And then we've got the padding set up just like we had it for the child's pose, where it's long way on the mat. And then from here, we're going to turn the upper body to face the padding. The hands are on either side of the padding, and start to walk the hands out as you lower down on top of your padding. Turning your head, arms down by the side.
This pose helps to restore spine neutrality. It helps to restore the balance in the nervous system. It also massages the organs of digestion. It can also help with lower back pain and help alleviate stiffness in the shoulders and the neck. Preparing to change sides, bringing the hands down to the sides of your padding, pressing into the hands to rise up, coming onto your seat, and then turning around. The legs are out to the side, turning the upper body to face the padding, hands on both sides of the padding, walking the hands down, lowering the body down onto the padding. Making any adjustments you need with the padding between the legs, and arriving here on this side and finding your breath, breathing deeply in and out the nose. This pose also helps to release stress and can even elevate your mood. to come out of this pose, pressing into the hands, rising up, turning back onto your seat with the legs out in front, coming to a comfortable seat.
Our final pose is Shavasana. So I'm going to use my big folded up blanket for under my knees and my handy dandy blanket for under my head. You get whatever props you want. Miney Mo is here to help us with Shavasana.
Arriving in your final resting posture, getting as comfortable as you can, noticing how your body feels now, noticing how your breath feels now. Feeling the body getting heavier and heavier with relaxation as you drop deeper and deeper into Shavasana. Starting to bring in some deeper breaths and feeling those breaths. You can take any movements that sound and feel good to you. You can roll over onto your side and spend a few breaths on your side. If you'd like to, you could come up to a comfortable seat to close out the practice. May you be balanced and peaceful. The light and love in me bows to the light and love in you. Namaste.